MoreYoga. My name is Kelly and we will work through a half an hour fun, energizing but also relaxing family yoga that's suitable for everyone in the family. Doesn't matter your age, your ability of yoga. It's a very gentle practice for everyone, just to connect together and to have a bit of fun. If you do have an injury, please be careful not to push yourself into anything. You can always write in the comments if there's something you want explained further or something you're concerned about. But we're not pushing our bodies, we're just gently working our bodies this morning. If you have been here on the last two classes, then lucky you, because you already know a little bit about what we're doing, and we'll build on some of the shapes and breathing that we were working on. If you're new, then welcome. This is also a great place to start. I'll introduce all the things we do and some of the reasons why we do them, and give you a chance to also take them away with you and practice at home later. So, let us begin. Hopefully your setup is with your mats kind of in a circle, so you can have the corners of the mats facing each other and then you can look towards each other. If that's not possible or you don't fancy doing that, you can just have the mats side by side. You can have it however you want to make it feel good. And if you don't have a mat, you can use a towel or something to just place on the ground. That is useful. But a mat is always a bit better because you get a bit more grip and you kind of have your own space that's firmly planted on the floor. If you have your cushion, bring it under your hips, so you're sitting on it. Really squish your bottom onto your cushion. Let's take some circles of our shoulders. Good, let's take circles the other way of our shoulders. Maybe you've just woken up and rolled straight out of bed. Who's just woken up and rolled straight out of bed onto their mats? Maybe you have, so you're just waking up your bodies. Or let's take a big stretch to really open up. Take another 3, big stretch. Whoa, 2 more, big stretch. The last 2, we'll add a yawn. Ah. 1 more with a big yawn. Ah. Take the neck in a few directions, so just bring the chin in and then bring the shoulders towards the ears. Careful not to put your neck far back, so we're just stretching through the sides of the neck. We're just easing out the sides. Good, awesome guys. Smile to your family as they do it. This is just about having fun and just about kind of connecting to each other again in a bit of a different way. Take another few circles, but this time change direction. If it hurts, remember we don't want to do it. So if anything feels a bit funny, just take it in a smaller circle. If anything doesn't feel good, and only really you know that, then please don't push yourselves, because we don't want to get injured or hurt at all. Very nice, everyone. Good. So let's take our legs out. Maybe your toes are touching or maybe not. And then just start to kind of shake through the legs, making a few little pitter-patter sounds on the ground. And then shake through your arms as well. Shake through your hands. Let the feet feel floppy. Everything is a little bit heavy and floppy. And then I want you to come onto your seats, so you're on your cushion, and shake out as well. So we're going to shake everything out for 10 seconds, okay? A bit like you're flicking water off your fingers and off your feet. And you're also probably feeling that you're using your belly muscles here. So really squeeze in your belly. Shake out. You can count with me. Ready, steady, and a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep flicking. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. A little bit of energy this morning. We'll do that again. We'll do this for 8 seconds this time, okay? Use your belly, so this is a bit of a wake up. You don't need to lift really high, you can keep everything a bit low if it's too much. Squeeze your belly, take a big breath. Start shaking. Are you ready? Are you steady? 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep shaking. 4. You can do it. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Bit of a leg workout as well. This time we'll go for 6 seconds, okay? So we'll count down. Try and remember what you've just done, and we'll try it again. Use those strong bellies. Get the body energized. Flick the water onto your family, your imaginary water, of course. And we'll count down from 6. Ready? Steady. 6, 5, 4. You can do it. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Good. Feeling your muscles. Last time for 4 seconds. So you have to go extra quick because it's extra short. Are you ready? Get yourself onto your seat. Really use your stomach muscles so you're getting really strong in your belly. Get your shaking. Ready, steady. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Give your legs a bit of a rub and give your belly a bit of a rub, because that feels quite strong, doesn't it? Now, I want everyone to come onto their shins. So you're sitting like this. You can bring your cushion underneath you and sit on your cushion, or you can just sit like this nicely. If this doesn't feel good, you can stay sitting on your bottoms, or if you want and you have a wall near you, you can sit on a wall if you find it a bit hard to sit. And we're going to do the chewing exercise with our mouth. We started it last week, and it's a really good one to really open your face muscles and also stretch your mouth, because as we are speaking a lot, and sometimes at the moment we're on our computers a lot, and we find we might have a lot of jaw kind of being held. So this is a really good one to find space in your mouth. So imagine you have a pot of chewy sweets in front of you, and they're all different flavours, and I want you to find a flavour that feels really delicious. So I'm going to go for strawberry. Tell your family what flavour you have gone for, whichever one is the most delicious for you. And then have a look at your yummy sweets and feel it. You can see the square shape. You can see it's maybe a bit like a starburst, that kind of shape. And have a look at it, look at what colour it is. Tell someone in your family what colour it is. And then you're going to start to chew it. And as we chew it, it gets bigger, 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 and then it gets smaller, 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 smaller. So the real key thing is here to listen to how I talk and what therefore your mouth is going to be doing. So pop it in your mouth, start to chew, start to feel those flavours burst in your mouth. Start to chew it all around your mouth, all different directions. And start to get it really big. You're chewing and your jaw's getting really wide, you're sitting up straight. You can feel all those flavours, and it starts to go into your face as well. And you start to move your eyes and your face muscles. Feel all those delicious flavours as the chewy sweet moves and swells around your mouth. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then suddenly it starts to get smaller and smaller. And it's really, really small now. Maybe it's just in one corner of your mouth. You're chewing a little bit slower. And it's really small, but suddenly it gets a bit of energy and it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it starts to really fill up your mouth. And your face starts to fill up with all these juices and becomes alive, and you're chewing all around your mouth. And then suddenly it starts to get smaller and smaller. And your chewing gets smaller. Look at your family, see if their chewing is really, really small. And it gets smaller and smaller. It's almost disappeared. You're just chewing it in one corner of your mouth. It's really small now. It's tiny, but you've got a little bit of flavours. Maybe your tongue is also moving it around. Suddenly it disappears until it's totally gone. But you can still taste all those delicious flavours in your mouth. Now, we're going to build on that with our lion's breath. So who remembers lion's breath from last days? If you do, great. If it's new to you, it's a breathing exercise to fill up with lots of energy. So we become lions with our lion paws and our lion face. And what we do is we start with our paws closed and our face really small. We take a big breath through our nose, and then we breathe out and we open our paws, we open our mouth, and we stick our tongue out at someone in the room. So don't be too close to them. You want to have a bit of distance. So I'll show you first. You take a breath in, breathe out, and you do like a big roar sound, a big breathing sound, okay? So let's all do that together. Take a big breath in, open your mouth, open your tongue. The next 3, I want you to look at someone in the room, so you're doing the lion's breath at them, but you're still on your mat, so you're not too close to someone, okay? So take a big breath in, open your eyes, open your mouth. Feel your big jaw working. This time you can make a roar sound if you want. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Breathing in. Opening out. Good. One more time for luck. So make it bigger. Make it better than last time. 1, a 2, a 3. Breathe in. Open out. Open your paws. Good, everyone. Shake out those paws. Hopefully, after all that, we're a bit alive now and a bit warm in our bodies. So those are really good to get into our jaw, but also to really fill up the breath and get awake with your breathing. Now what I'd like everyone to do is, if you remember, we're going to move our bodies a little bit now. So we plant our hands under our shoulders. We plant our knees under our hips. And we start to stretch the heart up and the tailbone up. And then we start to round with an angry cat shape. Do you remember we looked at the angry cat shape where our chin is in our chest and our back is really pushing up. So we take a breath in to lift up, and we take a breath out to round our backs. Let's take 3 more like that. We breathe in, we lift our heart, we lift our tail, and we breathe out to round and press between our shoulders. 2 more. Feel your spine stretch and feel your shoulders stretch. 1 more, big breath in. Big breath out. That's our cat shape. Well done. Now let's come back to our rock. Our rock is our safe and secure place to be, where our hips are back on our feet, our fingers are stretched forward, or if you prefer, you can bring your hands beside you and you take a little rock shape, and we're going to take 5 breaths, breathing into your back. Take another 3 more. Really feel the back lifting and falling. 1 more. Now take your hands forward if they're not, and we slither into our snake. So we go, bring our hands forward, and the snake is where we lift our chest, we press our hips down, and we just open our heart and draw our shoulders back. It doesn't need to be high, so come lower if it's hurting your back. And then press back into your rock shape. Take a breath out. Slither into your snake. Lift up. And then breathe out as you come back into your rock, nice and straight with your back. 3 more. Slither around into your cobra, into your snakes. And then lift up. Press back your hips to your feet. This time, and if you have space, and you can, you can slither off your mat. So slither around the room, take your cobra, nice, and then come back to your rock wherever you are, flat back, fingers stretched forward. Take one more slither. Slither around the room, slither to one of your family members. Control your body, really use your belly as well to lift up, open and stretch your heart, stretch your shoulders, and then start to bring yourselves back onto your mat, into your rock, your safe rock shape with your belly on your legs, your fingers forward or behind you, and take 3 breaths into your back. 2 more. 1 more. We'll bring our hands forward this time. And if you remember, we were doing our dog shape the other day. So for the dog shape, we lift up our hips. You can keep your knees really bent. Your hands are forward, about shoulder width. Your feet are about hip width. And you're in like an upside down V shape. And there you stretch the hands away, you relax your head. Maybe, if you can, if you're used to this, you can start to walk out your dog. So this will stretch the back of the legs. And therefore, you can start to get a bit more bendy here. So let's stretch out. Maybe we take a little lip flutter where we go, flutter your lips, take that again. Heavy, so you're not looking up, otherwise you might hurt your head, you might hurt your neck. Walk around again, give a high five to someone else. This time maybe a high five with your leg. See if you can do a high five with your foot. Keep really steady, keep lifting up your belly so you're really strong. Maybe you take a high five with the other foot to someone else. Yeah, awesome guys. Come back onto your mats, really steady. Stay in your shape and let's wag our doggy tails. So we move our hips side to side, maybe make a dog sound. If you're anything like me and love dogs, you can make a little doggy sound. Maybe your dogs are joining in this morning, perhaps. Good, stretch the sides of the body. Take another 3. Another 2, another 1, and then we're slowly coming back into our rock shape. Wow, lots of stretching there. Take 3 breaths in your rock. If your knees are hurting in your rock, you can either fold up your mat, so it's double, or bring your cushion under your knees as you stretch forward. 3 breaths. 1 more. Now, we're going to slowly start toward the back of our mat. Take a forward fold. We call this the hanging tree. So we have our branches hanging. They're really, really, really heavy. Our head is heavy and our knees are bent. So we really stretch into the back of our body. And in a moment, our branches get a gush of wind and they lift us up really tall. After 3, 3, 2, 1, lift, reach high, breathe in, see if you can balance, and then the wind starts to brush us down again. Let the trees be heavy, let them hang really low, let our fingers be soft. Suddenly the gush of wind comes again and we lift up. Tippy toes, we reach high. And then the gush of wind pushes us down. And we let everything feel heavy. Now from here, you bend your knees, you keep your hands heavy, and we'll just take a nice forward fold. If you prefer, you can hold your elbows and just let it feel really, really heavy in the back of your head. Take 3 more breaths here. Feel the stretch in your lower back, but really bend your knees if it feels a bit too much for you. And then I would like you to place your hands on your hips. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Slowly, for the count of 5, we lift up. Really slow for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Take a few rolls of your shoulders. I hope you feel a little bit stretched with some of our shapes. And these are shapes you can work on. So we've done our dog, our rock, our hanging tree, and also our cobra. Okay, and they all have different benefits to help our bodies in different ways and parts of our body to stretch our muscles. Now this shape, before we do a nice breathing exercise as a family, this one is about balance and concentration. So it's called our aeroplane pose. And we did this the other day. It's a really fun one as well to connect to your family and see if you can balance together. And you can work on this one as well when I leave you. So I'll demonstrate first. You want to find your right foot on the mat. You want to get your focus, your eyes, somewhere ahead. Lift your belly and then start to take your back foot up. It doesn't have to go high, it can just be hovering just a little bit off your mat. You can bend your knee that you're standing on, you lift your belly, and you can bring your prayer like this into your heart. Or if you feel extra balanced on a Saturday morning, you can fly your wings to the side, maybe back, but really keep everything strong because you're going to fall over if you have a wobbly leg. So you want to really stretch that leg out like you're pushing the wall behind you. So have a go, take a breath in, step forward on your right leg. Find your focus somewhere on the floor. Squeeze your belly in, focus your eyes, and just test yourself. And you know what? Sometimes in life we fall, but that's okay. If you fall, you just come back in and find your focus again. This is really good concentration, but we're also building strength in our legs. If you're here and if your wings are out, but maybe you want to work towards that, if you want, you can catch fingertips of someone next to you maybe, or maybe you nearly can. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Breathe. Big breath we worked on. 1 more. Slowly come back. See if you can test yourself to come back. Wow. Remember what you did on that side and learn from that, and we'll try again on our other side because we always have to balance both sides of our bodies. So take our left leg forward, print it into the mat like we're walking on a sand, printing our foot. We lift up, we breathe, and we find our focus just ahead with our eyes. We lift our bellies, and we take 5 breaths here. Maybe you can challenge yourself with your wings. 4 more breaths. Who's really balanced? Who's focusing? Who's breathing? We always want to breathe in these shapes. 1 more breath after this. Great, come out really slowly. So the key is to try and come out slow And land on your feet. Awesome. How did you guys get on? Did you manage to balance? Did you manage to touch family members' fingers? If not, it doesn't matter. You can work towards that. Maybe over the week you can work on standing on the leg a little bit longer for 6, 7, 8, 9 breaths maybe. Now, everyone, come back down to your mats. Give yourself a big hug because you did really well with all those shapes and breathing. We've done quite a lot already for a short time. So we've done our cat, which stretches into our back. We did our rock for our safe shape, which also stretches out our back. We did our slithering cobra, which opens our chest and opens our shoulders and makes us feel really long and tall. We did our dog, stretching out the back of our legs, as well as the side of our body when we wagged our tail. And we did our nice aeroplane for concentration and strength in our legs. Loads of really fun things to play with. Now our last calming breathing exercise for a few minutes, if you were here last time you might remember, is where I invite you to all go back to back with your family. So if there's just 2 of you, then you can just find your cushions, come onto someone's mat and sit back to back so you can feel your backs touching. If you're 3, 4, 5 of you, come back to back with 3, 4, 5 of you and feel your backs connected, okay? So come onto someone's mat or into the middle of the room. Come back to back with your family. And once you're cozy and you're together, I want you to bring your shoulders in a few motions back and forward, just to feel each other's backs. And what we're going to do here, the aim of this, is to breathe at the same time as the people that you're with. So begin to close your eyes, sit up nice and tall. Try not to push each other around, but just connect to each other and start to breathe in and out. Breathe in and breathe out. Perhaps already you are breathing together, like a balloon opening and closing. Close your eyes and feel yourselves lifting and closing. Feel your family breathing together in and out. And I'm going to leave you for a minute without speaking. The key is silence here, to see if you can just breathe at the same time. Place your hands on your knees and have a go for a minute to see if you can do this in quiet. Take another 5 breaths as a family. And take your final breath. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your prayer together at your heart. Stay seated where you are. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Give yourself lots of love, lots of thanks. And remember, we say namaste, which closes our practice. So let's bow down and say namaste. And maybe if you want, you give someone in your family a hug or a little squeeze or something nice just to finish your practice. Hopefully feeling calm and chilled. And these exercise or that particular breathing is so wonderful. If you want, and I challenge you before next class, to work on that and sit together and see if you can get, again like the airplane pose, breathe 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 breaths all together. So you're connected and you're feeling each other's body lift and fall and lift and fall. And especially now when things are a bit tough and we're in our homes all together and we can find it getting a little bit stressful and we're always together and busying ourselves with work and school. This is a chance just to forget all that, put that aside, put yourselves into a room without that and just breathe. And it also makes the change in the environment feel much healthier and happier. So I encourage you to take this away and use these tools in your home. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to hang around for a couple of minutes on chat. So if anyone has any questions, comments, or things they want to know more about, or requests for next time, anything you want to work into, please let me know, because this is your class and your family time. So it's all about you guys. Thank you for joining, and thanks to MoreYoga for hosting a family class, which is so needed at the moment with everything going on in our world. So I will come and answer any questions or chat to you as well, and I'm here to say hello. Have a wonderful